court, I don't accept the whole situation. You know, like I was in the...
Gentlemen,
I've stayed in the desert and run with the coyotes and ate off the plants and found out you could live out there without this society. And that's where I'd like to go live, you know. But you won't let me go, will you?
You don't owe anything to society?
Pardon?
You don't owe anything to society now?
Owe him anything? I've paid him 22 years of my life. You know, I'm the other end of your society. You know, so you can ride your bicycles and do your thing. I live in your reform schools and your orphanages. I'm not against you. I'm not against you. Huh?
Are you bitter?
Bitter? No.
But you feel you paid some price so far in your life.
Price?
To society, you said it.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, you want a press conference? You want to say to the press? Billy, don't you think she can really hurt you with her testimony?
No one can hurt you, Gus.
All right, let's let him get in the vehicle, please.
Songs are in the album.
What songs are in the album?
Yeah.
Well, you have to get it and take a listen.
it doesn't list them.
Yeah, they're on here.
If you let the words go, people think I'm no good.
Oh, people stay on
Say I'm no
the
good. How do the words
Well, listen to it.
I want it. I wish I could.
What's he trying to say with it?
What's he trying to say?
Yeah.
Well, that's up for you to decide, too. See, I can't analyze these things for you.
Yeah. Were you there when they were recorded?
Sometimes, some
I
of
mean,
them.
physically there?
Some of
Heard
them,
it?
yeah. And they've all been done in, you know, been caught by somebody with a tape recorder or,
Yeah.
you know, they're all, we didn't even have the 8-tracks on.
Were these the ones that Melcher did? Terry Melcher
No.
helped you on?
No. He came over and recorded us a few times.
Yeah.
I think he's got us on tape a couple times.
But these aren't those.
But, no, he's scared of us.
Melcher?
Yeah, because that big story I put it, you know. Sure.
How do you mean he's afraid of him? You mean afraid of the family?
Well, I imagine so, if he believes everything he reads, like everybody else does.
Now, this is on an awareness label, not Family Jam.
Does it say that?
No, it isn't. What's the relation of Family Jam to...
Is the record?
Yeah,
You have a-
yeah, it's just, see, this here is one that we were given as a, yeah,
That's your own company.
Was there...
Where you at?
because the record isn't,
Is the label going to be printed or is it going to be just white like that?
no, it's printed. It
But
says,
this is
see,
the
it
way,
tells all
that's
the songs.
the real thing. That's the way it looks, right?
Well, it's in cardboard and it's got, you know.
What were
It
the
is.
circumstances when these were recorded? Where were they recorded and when?
The ones that, what?
Where was the studio and when were they recorded?
Well, I'd rather have y'all come over, Charles, and we all, we'll all
Keep
talk
reading the
together.
back. That's very interesting.
To give away.
This is Charlie.
What's this reprinted from? Is this from a newspaper or a radio station?
It's off of a Tuesday's Charles
What is it?
interview. It's a
Newspaper.
little paper. It's a little paper that prints.
An LA paper.
But, guys, come on, okay? No, come on. Come on, tomorrow. I don't want you to do this. Hold on a minute. You won't believe what they put us through over these babies. See, and then you know why we... Yeardy. Yeah, it's beautiful.
probably help with the,
Call him, Elf. Everybody's a star.
Get some teeth in this man?
No, you don't have no teeth yet. Yeah. Good. That's it long.
Not everybody gets the point. No.
Yes.
How old is he now?
5 months?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Happy little kid.
Just like you.
Yeah. Hey, you guys. People hate it. You might get a fresh fry, you know. Come on. What is this for? Smiling and cheering on, and that's good. Give the upper right.
Yeah, give it.
Give the upper right, sure.
Get the upper.
Charlie, how was your meeting yesterday with Miss Atkins? Can you tell us at all? Say something, Charlie.
Charlie, can you please look this way once? Thank you. Thank you, Arthur.
Back up. You can go over on the other side if you want.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Thank you.
Art, did you get any idea what the length of an hour or half hour? I have no idea.
Something's coming through.
There we go.
Oh, the mark. Sandy was the last one.
Chuck, let him in here. Let's, Vince, tell us what happened in there today.
Judge Keene reviewed the transcript of all the proceedings in the Manson case thus far and concluded, and I think justifiably so, that Mr. Manson is incapable of representing himself. Judge Keene held that to allow Mr. Manson to represent himself would bring about a fundamental denial of due process. He's simply incompetent in that respect.
Did he, meaning Mr. Manson, scream at the judge at a couple of points?
Yes, he vociferously disagreed with the judge. He felt that he should be permitted to retain his voice in a court of law. He feels that if he's represented by an attorney, he will be denied that voice.
Vince, were you surprised by the judge's action?
I thought the handwriting was on the wall. The documents that Mr. Manson has been filing with the court are outlandish. They make bizarre, unorthodox requests, clearly manifesting his inability to represent himself. He's almost incoherent.
Could you describe for us the motion, that the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak?
Well, he made many outlandish requests, among which was a request that the district attorneys in this case, that's Mr. Stovitz and I, be incarcerated with him at the county jail so that it would be somewhat equalized. He also requested that he be permitted to leave the county jail, be free, so that he can interview witnesses. And of course, both of these requests are totally preposterous.
Vince, is this going to affect your March 30th trial date now that Mr. Manson has to have a new attorney?
I would say yes, because this case has so many monumental problems, so many complexities, that any attorney worth his salt is going to demand a considerable amount of time to review all of the evidence so that he can put on a meaningful defense. And he just can't do that between now and March 30th.
Were you surprised by Manson's behavior in court?
No, I think his courtroom demeanor throughout has been disrespectful of courts of law and the administration of justice.
Charles Hollapeter, who was appointed to be his attorney, at least temporarily, is famed for the Dontonville defense, if I'm correct.
Yes, he secured an acquittal for Mr. Dontonville, yes.
Now, what about Susan Atkins? What's her status in all this now?
Well, as one
is she going to testify for the prosecution?
As one of the prosecutors in this case, Dick, I should know the answer to that, but to be honestly truthful with you, when the bell rings, I don't know whose corner she's going to be in. Right now, she's straddling the fence. She's afraid to jump on either side because she doesn't know where she's going to land. So I don't know whether she's going to be a prosecution witness or not.
Do you see one attorney finally handling the entire family?
I would think so. I think eventually it's going to come under one common attorney. There's going to be a common umbrella. There's going to be a unified defense. This is what I anticipate.
How did Manson react to Hollapeter, do you think?
Well, he stated in court today that he just absolutely refuses to accept Mr. Hollapeter. So I anticipate that Mr. Manson eventually will secure a lawyer of his own choosing.
Think that might be Ira Reiner?
It could very well be.
Will it hurt your case at all if Susan Atkins doesn't testify, or so how bad?
Well, it's certainly not going to help our case, put it that way. Any witness for the prosecution decides that he or she does not want to testify for the prosecution, that cannot be helpful. By definition, it has to be somewhat injurious.
Thank you, Vince.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let me ask you about that. Why were the three people arrested, Vince?
Their conduct in court was disrespectful. They got up and made a statement in court that the judge's conduct was making a mockery of justice, and Judge Keene held three of them in contempt of court and remanded them to the custody of the sheriff's office for 5 days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to do it through mail order, part of it, and then whatever stores will take it. You know, it's like nobody's wanted to touch it. Nobody's put out anything toward it. We had a hard time getting it out. Hard.
Did anybody offer you money for the rights to them?
No.
No. No money, huh?
Well, people have been talking money, talk, you know, but they don't never have any.
Did you ever get a dime out of anybody?
Oh, people give us money, you know, we come out and say.
No, I mean like $100,000 or something like that.
No, are you kidding? No, people don't want to put out the money.
How many of these records were pressed?
I'd say about 2,000. about. Must be.
Any orders for them yet?
No. I'd like to. I want to give them all away.
You want to give them away?
Sure, I want to give them away.
Why?
Because I want, you know, I want people to have them.
Only everything in the heart. And the love will shine with you. It's your Constitution.
How do you go, Charlie?
You know what they're doing to your Constitution?
What's that? What are they doing?
They're making a joke out of your Constitution. Love's not in your courtroom, and God is not in your heart.
What happened there today?
They do what they want.
I'm sure the reason they didn't put on a defense was because they all believed that the evidence was insufficient to convict them beyond a reasonable doubt, but it didn't turn out that way.
How extensive a penalty defense do you intend to put on for Miss Van Houten?
Short. Maybe her mother.
Mr. Keefe, would you describe again your feelings when you heard the verdict come in? Disappointment, shock, what?
Not shocked, but great disappointment. I'm very unhappy.
May I ask why, sir?
Because I don't think the evidence was sufficient to show that she was guilty of conspiracy and first-degree murder. But I'm in a small minority.
That was carried by the Associated Press all over the country on its main wire and printed in literally dozens, perhaps hundreds of newspapers.
John, when it was manufactured. Now, you say it's a model 1914. That doesn't mean it was manufactured.
Cooperated with
much to say. That's about it. Stop him a minute and talk to him,
He's being
please.
released.
Dennis, the people with the badges, the people with the helmets, the women in their stiff, tight-fitting gray skirts and white blouses. Jail, all right.
May I ask
Are you Channel 5 too?
May I ask
What channel are you? What channel are you? Yeah. You Channel 5?
No, we're Channel 5.
You're 2. I'll talk to you. That's the police channel right there, Channel 5.
Why do you say
You know who you are.
Yeah, I know who I am. You know who you are?
Yeah, I know who I am.
Who are you? I understand you use several names.
My name's Gypsy.
I know, but what other names?
I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Okay. Do you mind if we eavesdrop while you talk to them?
Want to ask me some questions? Oh, well, we got put in jail for 5 days. We just got out a half hour ago. I guess they consider it 5 days. We went in Friday and got out this morning, you know, so they consider it 5 days. Well, everybody's in jail, that's what she said, you know. The women behind the desks are in jail. They go there every day.
He's been appointed to represent Mr. Manson. He's going to have to do a lot of preparation. He's a conscientious, diligent attorney. He's going to have to review all the evidence and prepare a robust defense. And this is going to take him time. I imagine he will move for a continuance, and I would assume that Judge Keene will grant a continuance. It seems to me the case won't go to trial until mid-April or late April.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dick.
What's your impression of her as you talk to her?
I wouldn't like to comment.
Paul, have you thought far enough ahead? Have you decided whether you might allow her to testify, Van Winkle?
Any questions? Not even leave by the went up, take pictures of him all you want. To the courthouse steps, that's all. What happens if you don't? You might go to jail.
Sheriff, how do you have Charles Manson incarcerated? What is his cell condition?
Well, he's in the regular cell, felony cell. We're not allowing any visitors or anyone to see him other than his lawyer. For security reasons, we have heard that they were going to try to bust him out of here. Take measures to try to stop that.
Who did you hear was going to bust him out?
Well, it came in a roundabout way. I'd rather not make any drastic statements or give any names on it.
Members of his group that are still at large?
Assuming so, yes.
Have you taken special security precautions?
Yes.
For what specifically?
Well, I'd rather not give you any of that. This doesn't, I don't believe, pertain to your people's business, what we do to make security. Well, I don't recall how many we have. I think they're all gone but one now. I think we only have one left.
You mean all gone down to Los Angeles?
Los Angeles, yes.
About the men, how many are there of those, besides Manson? There's Manson and...
I think there are 7.
Are they, what is their state of dress or undress in the jail?
Well, they still have their long hair and their whiskers and whatnot. I have tried to have the supervisors pass a resolution whereby I could have them shave and have their hair cut, but they don't feel that they can. They have to be sentenced before that I can do anything about it.
What is their behavior pattern? Do they cause you any trouble or problems?
No.
Scream and yell or shout or that?
Well, they do at times, but not to excess. I would say their mentality ranges from a 2-year-old to about a 16-year-old. That's as a whole. Of course, this is only my opinion.
Sure. Manson's been said to have some sort of hypnotic quality, hypnotic eyes. Does he strike you that way?
He strikes me as an imbecile, nothing else. Whether he has hypnotic powers or not, of course, I wouldn't know.
Does he, is he nearsighted? Does he wear glasses, do you know?
Not to my recollection, no.
Has he requested glasses or anything like that?
No.
When was...
Well, I don't know. We didn't pay too much attention to their state of mind. Our prime object was to get them bathed and cleaned up.
Pretty bad shape then, huh?
Oh, they were filthy. Some of them didn't have the proper attire. Some of them didn't have shoes. Shoes were wore out. And dresses were dirty. And they had 2, pardon me, they had 2 young children. One was a 3-year-old that was born out there.
Right.
That was malnutrition. You people probably know this. And then they had another one who was around a year-old, a boy that was a real nice-looking boy, and he had a scar that probably took this part of his eye and across here and down this much of his face that was, I'd say a half-inch thick.
Yeah.
And naturally he was taken to the hospital.
Thank you very much, Sheriff.
You're welcome.
When did the hippie group come in?
About the first week in September.
Did you think of them as a hippie group?
Well, yes and no. Because some of them were what you would consider actual hippies, and others, I think, were using the valence of hippies.
What were they? Those that were trying to hide behind the hippiness?
It would be hard to say what their motives were. And yet it was evident that they were using other people to their own ends. And yet, then you look at it in another way, and it could mean something else.
Was there an indication that they were involved in crimes and murder and this sort of thing?
No, not at first.
Mm-hmm. How do you mean not at first?
Well, when they first came there, were very congenial people. And they did, they were really what you'd consider putting out front their best. And they were nice. And they came and they did just what other people would do.
Then did they start discussing things they'd done?
I heard many interesting things.
Did those interesting things frighten you?
No.
How did you feel about it?
Well, it's like I told one of the people there. I says, the game you're playing won't work.
What were they trying to do?
What were they trying to do? Well, my personal opinion?
Yeah, understanding. Not all have been picked up by police. What about those that are at large?
Well, the one man that they seem to be looking for, he seemed to be one of the nicest ones in the whole group. And I don't think he really went completely with it, but he didn't know how to get out.
Do you recall anything that happened around the first week in August?
The first week in August?
Anything in particular?
Oh, I think I know what you're leading to, but I wasn't aware of it at that time that these kind of things were going on.
I mean, did they leave the place? Did anybody leave the place during that time?
Oh, no, this was the first week in September when they came.
Oh, I see. In other words, they arrived there after August had gone by.
Right. Well, one of the parties seemed not too anxious to leave and go back down into what he called the other world.
Did you get the feeling that they were running away?
They tried not to leave this impression, but I think it was evident.
When you think of that, how would you define that idea of running away?
It's like you leave one place and go to another for convenience of not being detected or being pushed.
Did you get the feeling that maybe they were afraid the law might be after them?
After a while, yes.
Yeah.
It was quite evident.
Yeah, how do you mean evident?
Well, they brought automobiles, new automobiles, and painted them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had no value for material things because nothing to them had any value. This is part of their rituals or part of their expression of life was that everything was free.
Did human life have any value to them?
Well, I would say that animals seem to be more important.
How about the idea of hanging? Did that have any? Was there any ritual involved with that?
Not that I know of.
And did you see any rituals in which ropes were used?
No.
Or in which the head was covered?
No.
What ritual did you see?
They would sit in a circle around a big bonfire, and one of the men would play the guitar, and they would sing songs. And all of the songs that they would sing were their own songs that they wrote themselves. And if I don't mind saying so, some of them were pretty nice.
How about narcotics?
I never actually saw any narcotics being used, but I was aware of the use of them in the way in the action of some of the people.
Any of them ever give the indication that they were involved with the Hollywood people, that they knew big people?
Mm-hmm.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
And did they mention any names?
Well, yes, but I think we better leave names out of it.
Right. But they said they knew Hollywood, big Hollywood people. Have I defined that right?
Well, I don't know what you mean by big. In other words, there's people that are, we would say, that are known over the country that they told me they knew personally.
Did you believe that?
Not really.
Or is that just kind of something they were saying that...
I think it was kind of a build-up for importance to make me feel that they were important and then they could use me more. No.
But why take chances, huh?
Well, if you want to imply it, well, why take chances?
KNXT News. How are you, sir? What time last night did this occur?
Oh, I would think, well, I wasn't here, see, they made us pull out, but I would imagine around about 6.
What time did you pull out?
I think about 6.
About 6 o'clock last night.
5, maybe, something like that.
Are you going to try to rebuild it at all?
Oh, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, you fellas can pay us a little bit of money for giving you all this here news.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I tell you, is there some way that you can pay us a little bit, you know? You're going to sell this to some magazines and that kind of stuff?
No, this is KNXT News. It's not going to be sold to anyone. It's just where are you? Do you have the money to rebuild if you...
Oh, not unless I sell the other end of the ranch.
How many acres are involved total that you own?
Oh, about 28.
20 acres total?
Yeah.
Would you like to rebuild if you had the chance?
Well, all I can say is I might. The German group that bought the other end, they're trying to buy this other end, but I don't know whether they will. I don't know what to do. I'm such a nut. I get married to the darn horses, and I hate the
How many horses did you lose last night, do you know?
I think 2. Of course, there's some more missing. We haven't found them yet. That's where we just came from, trying to locate them. But I'm blinded to that, you know. And
right.
I can't tell which color is gone or which ones are not. Pearl's going to hear, but if you understand women, well, you're 10 times smarter than me.
Could you place a value on the ranch today as it stands now?
Well, no, I don't know what to tell you, but it's worth more with the buildings off, I imagine. These people were talking about buying it, why they didn't like the buildings. They want to have everything new.
Thank you, Mr. Spahn, very much. And I agree with you for the loss of your place. I know most of us do.
Miss Brown, how long have you known Miss Krenwinkel?
A long time.
How many years would that be?
I'd say about 2.5, 3 years.
How did you meet?
How did we meet? On the beach somewhere.
What do you think of Miss Krenwinkel's chances of defending herself?
Chances?
Yeah, what kind of a job do you
Well,
think
there
she
is some question as to whether they're going to let her, which I don't understand at all. I think that she's very capable of defending herself. She speaks well. She's, it's the only thing she can do. I believe that a person should speak for themselves.
When you say that she speaks well, how do you mean? What's your experience then with her?
Well, she's articulate. She's clear, and
What does she like to talk about? Is she a philosophizer, that kind of a girl?
she's a girl, huh? She's a beautiful girl. She is. She helps with anything, you know. She cleans up, you know, and cooks and does things that girls do. Yes.
What things did she like to talk about?
She liked to talk about.
You know, like about life or death or...
She liked to pet animals. She's written some beautiful letters which I would like everybody to see. She talks about, she sent us some letters saying that she was sending kisses in the raindrops to us. And she's a very delicate woman. Yeah. And,
were these letters from when she was in Alabama?
Yeah. She, well, it's the only thing she can do is defend herself. I believe that.
Well, why do you think she decided to do that? Do you know why she decided, perhaps?
I would, if I was her. So I imagine that she just knows that innocence speaks for itself. You know, truth comes from the voice at this moment. And, that's all. I don't understand how the judge can question allowing her to, her right to counsel of her choice.
Got a question for you. Yes? We see.
Hey, officer. Going down first.
Thank you.
Drop the radiator up. We gotta get further back. We're not gonna get it. Left.
How many foot?
Get elevation.
Yeah, well, let me get there. There she is. Have a light down there?
Down one, down at your head.
Yeah, right.
On it,
That's it.
Okay, gentlemen, move back. Have it open. First, for death, you talking about what you knew at the ranch. Is that statement true? That was bad news.
He was an athlete all the way around. He drove team, wrangled, helped us with the chores many times. Came early in the morning, stayed late at night. He just seemed to hang around here and see what he could do. That's all I have to say.
Is he missing now?
Yes, we're very concerned about him because he hasn't showed up. And if he were in this area, he would show up. Because he left his things here.
How old is he?
And he's around 35. Closer to 40, maybe. Yes, heavy set, husky built, and strong.
Let him get over there off the street. Okay? Now let him get over here.
Bruce, can we ask you any questions at all? Like, for example, where have you been for months?
Well, I'm here now.
Well, could we ask you if you've ever been in Death Valley since the sheriff has launched several searches up there?
Why did you decide to come back now?
You look a little heavier than when I saw you last. Are you heavier? Have you taken on weight?
Bruce Davis, why did you decide to come back now?
Well,
Why?
he would do it for me, man.
Who? Who would
Do you have anything
do it
to
for
say
you?
to Charlie,
Are you talking
Bruce?
about Charles?
You have anything to say to Charlie? You can't say that to Charlie.
Why? What do you mean you can't say nothing to Charlie?
What do you have to say?
Huh?
Are you coming back here for Charlie Manson? You feel like you're helping him in some way?
Yeah. Well, they want to kill bodies, don't they? That's what they're after.
But how can you help by coming back now? We're all
Can you give
giving
us
up
a,
by the trial. You're giving up for what? Why have you decided to come back now? What can you?
Time.
Yeah, but why? Why is it time now?
Give me the answer.
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm just going to put myself here for right now.
But how can you help Charles Manson or anybody else? We're all together.
We're just going to say what's true.
What is true?
Don't look to me. Tell you the truth.
Bruce? You have anything to say generally?
Generally.
Yeah.
What's being done in exchange for you giving yourself up?
Whatever's being done.
Do you know what's being done? Have any deals been made, and if so, what are they?
Well, some people were supposed to be cut loose.
Who are they?
Who?
Mary Bruner, for one?
What is the deal?
How about Nancy Pittman? Is she being kicked loose too?
Are you going to testify by coming back now? What do you feel
What
it-
arrangement have you made to bring him
What
in?
can you say?
What's been promised?
Well, as far as I know, nothing has been promised. The girls negotiated, and the girls had him brought in.
It's important that you showed up.
Has there been any kind of arrangement made at all?
That I don't know of.
Why was it decided in his best interest to bring him in? For him to come in, surrender voluntarily?
Well, that I don't know.
You know that you'll be facing murder charges?
Is that all?
But you do know that.
Well, who is it?
Well, they're putting murder charges on everybody.
Are you guilty of murder?
Are you guilty of murder? You asked the question.
Yeah, I'd like an answer.
Well, it's in you.
Well,
Don't look to me for your answer.
who
Well,
is
you're going to have to defend yourself in court sooner or later. What will your answer be there? When you're arraigned, will you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty? That's your guilt. Or that's the guilt of who would want me to, whoever says it.
Who is it that you feel that you are helping or releasing or cutting loose by coming back? Well, coming to your Who are you cutting loose?
Is Brenda with him? Brenda right there. All right.
Brenda?
I want to talk to this girl. Yeah. Are you Brenda McCann? Is that your name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you've been with Bruce, Mr. Davis, all this time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where have you been? Can you tell us, just generally? Huh?
Right here on the corner.
No, you've been living with him. I mean, you've been living together before. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How did you come to the decision to decide to come in today?
Came in to testify.
To testify?
Yeah.
What do you want to tell?
Well, I'll tell you when I testify.
Are they planning to reopen the trial, the defense court as part of the trial, so that you can testify, Brenda? You and Bruce?
Well,
Is that the plan?
there's no plan. I just came in to testify. I don't care what they do.
How about Bruce? You know, he's apparently charged with murder.
Apparently.
And they're sort of kicking you loose, is that right? So I don't mean anything.
You see, you got a new cross in your
Yeah.
forehead, yeah? Why, what does that mean?
I'm just Xing myself.
Did Charlie Manson ask you to put the X on your forehead?
No.
Huh? What does it mean then?
Doesn't mean anything.
What does it mean to you? Bruce has one too.
It means that I'm out of your society. I'm out of your thought.
David?
I'm on one thought.
And what is that?
Hi, Bruce. That's getting my father out of your tower.
Brenda, you're going to testify. What you going to testify to?
I'm just going to testify when I testify.
The truth.
You're going to go around the corner. Down here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I got you, folks. Okay, Charlie, you're the left.
During this current case trial, do you plan to, Bruce, in exchange for Brenda's release?
Mr. Shin?
What do you plan? Do you have anything at all right?
It's been loose.
Where have you been?
Don't scare that judge.
Yeah.
Has Bruce been in this area all the time, or have you two been away?
Yeah, we've been right in your...
Right here. How have you been
in
living?
your house.
How have you been living? What do you mean in your house? Okay.
How have I been
Yeah,
living?
how have you been living? How'd you get food and whatever you need?
My father takes good care of me.